Hey, my name is Knox Crouch. I participate in the Sedgwick County 4-H Geology Project, and today I'm making this video to help you learn the differences between some common Kansas shark's teeth. In 4-H, we have the opportunity to find a lot of shark's teeth on the field trips. Teeth from sharks and fish are preserved well in Kansas due to chalk and limestone because they contain calcium phosphate. There are three very common genera of sharks in Kansas. They are Squalicorax, Cretaceous, and Tychodus. You will know many of the differences between these three and a couple extras by the end of the video. All sharks I'm going to talk to you about are heterodonts, meaning that the teeth in the shark's mouth change size and shape according to their position in the mouth on the jaws. This includes the root and the cusps. Before I show you that though, this diagram will help you know the different words I use to describe the teeth. And finally, all the fossils I will show you today have been collected from different counties in Kansas. First, the most overwhelmingly common type of shark's teeth I find in Kansas are Squalicorax teeth. They are generally smaller teeth, although there are exceptions with some large ones. When identifying Squalicorax, some telling signs to look for are the serrations on the side of the teeth like a steak knife. The overall shape of the teeth will usually be very abruptly angled cusp, though some of the anterior or front of the mouth teeth will be straight in their angle. They are bilobate, meaning they have two root lobes and there is no nutrient groove present. The second most common teeth we find from the shark genus Cretaceous. Cretaceous, also known as the Jinsu shark, had bilobed teeth with two prominent rounded lobes. The teeth are nearly symmetrical or slanted and triangular depending on their location. Cretaceous roots have a small hole called a foramen in the center of the lingual side, that is the side of the tooth that would face the back of the mouth. They also have a visible dental band on this side. They are somewhat flattened on the back or the labial side, which is the side that would face outwards towards the prey, and they are generally slim with a smooth cutting edge. Their crown is also smooth. Interestingly, all juvenile Cretaceous have cusplets, and depending on the species, only some adult sharks can have the cusplets in certain tooth positions. The next genus of shark, whose teeth are probably just as common as Cretaceous, is Tychodus, commonly known as the crusher shark. These are not your standard shark's tooth. They were set in dentition plates of the mouth. To briefly describe this, there would have been two plates of cartilage with these teeth sandwiched together when chewing, crushing the prey. You can imagine that they would have been on the roof of your mouth and then in the place of your tongue. You can see why they got the nickname crusher shark. The root is geometric shaped like a rectangle, and the dome-shaped crown sits right on top. The pattern and number of ridges across the top of the crown and surrounding marginal areas help the scientists to ID this species of shark. The next three teeth I will show you are not as plentiful, but they aren't hard to find either. Cretalamna teeth are bilobates. However, the tips of these teeth are sort of geometric and squared off. The interlope, which is a dip between the root, is usually U-shaped in the upper teeth and then V-shaped from the lower teeth. A small lingual foramen, which is a small hole, can also be present. These teeth have broad triangular cusps with two very telling triangular cusplets closely attached to the center cusp. The crown is smooth and the cutting edge is also smooth. These teeth are overall moderately sized. The next, Scaphoranicus. These sharks have a tall, slender, narrow cusp. One of the characteristics of these teeth are the striations that can be seen into the root stretching from the enamel. They have bilobed roots that are widely separated and rounded. The lingual side, the side that faces the back of the mouth again, has a nutrient groove that is short and deep. Some species can have cusplets depending on the position of the tooth in the mouth. In Kansas, they are generally found as a smaller tooth, although again there are some exceptions. Cardobiodon is the final, not so common tooth you may find. These are bilobed and have a very raised crown on the lingual side. Two large cusplets sit on either side of the cusp. They have a very broad dental band that is clearly visible on the lingual side again, and these teeth are very thick and robust for their relative size. I have found them in many sizes, from tiny posterior teeth to large 1-inch interior teeth. They also have a smooth, razor-like edge with no serrations. This video gave you a general overview of the most common Kansas shark's teeth. You learned the important differences between Squalocorax tychotus and Cretaceous and should be able to distinguish between them now. You also learned some scientific vocabulary paleontologists use every day when describing teeth. Thank you and have a great day.